Good evening, everyone. Dean Manheimer here. It's a pleasure, it's a privilege to welcome you all tonight to our presentation on DubLi and the DubLi business model. Before I begin tonight, just a couple of real quick points I'd like to bring to your attention. Number one is, during the course of the presentation tonight, I'm going to cover what I call the high points as it relates to DubLi.com, and DubLi.com is the retail side of our business. Now, the assumption I'm going to make is that those of you that have been invited on the presentation have been given a personal tour of DubLi.com, and it's very important because it's important that each of you truly understands the value that DubLi is bringing to the consumer, because that is the underpinning for our business. And so, again, I will cover the high points. If for some reason you've not had an opportunity to have a complete tour given to you, then when the presentation is over, please get back to who invited you on it and tell them specifically that you would like to have a tour regarding DubLi.com so that you truly understand what the offering is to the public. Now, having said that, what I want to do tonight is I'm going to give you some information, some history. If you're looking at DubLi as a possibility of engaging on the business side, there are certain aspects that I believe are important to somebody as they evaluate a business. Number one is the length of time the company has been in business. You want to make sure they've gone past that 5-year mark, which most companies never get past. Number two is who's running the company, what kind of management team do they have, and who's guiding the company. And number three is what is the offering to the public, what makes it so significant, so different. And then finally, what's in it for those of us who've chosen to engage in the business. So let me get right to it and begin, first of all, with a little bit of history. I think the timeline is very, very important here for all of you to understand. DubLi was founded in June of 2003. They went 3 years without generating a single dollar in sales because everything about the business model needed to be built from the ground up. Programming for the program systems of computers, to people that needed to be hired and trained, and relationships that needed to be formulated, contracts that needed to be negotiated, all those types of things, taking them all the way to 2006. Now, in 2006, they felt good enough about the model as it existed in those days that they chose to run a test in 4 German-speaking countries in Denmark. Now, they ran that test for 2 more years. Now, mind you, this takes you to 2008. And during that time frame, they did some enhancements, some additions to the model. They felt good enough about it. In 2008, they launched all of the EU simultaneously. It was in the fall of 2008, they launched North America with one component only. 2009, they introduced the shopping mall. In those days, the shopping mall was only an affiliate program, nothing compared to what they have today. 2010, they introduced the entertainment division. 2011, they introduced the first component for the customer acquisition. 2012, they introduced the travel component. 2013, they started to integrate the pieces into a single global model. 2014, all the way up to where we're at today, they introduced the financial services vertical arena. They introduced the telecommunications. And they continue to enhance the operations side in terms of customer acquisition and developed it to be able to be deliverable to 200 countries in a total seamless global model, deliverable in multiple languages, multiple currencies. So 2003 to 2015, where we're at today, it's 12 years to get the company into a base that is where they wanted to be able to move forward to complete what the ultimate goal is in terms of this business model. And I'm going to share that with you tonight because it's an exciting time to be able to be engaged in and to know about this company. Now, they are a publicly traded company in the OTC, and as such, they have a headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, they also have a headquarters in Berlin, Germany, and they have a headquarters in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. So there's a little bit of a timeline. And the second component, obviously, is who's guiding the company. And as I mentioned, that they are a publicly traded company, and as such, they have a board of directors. On the board, you've got chairman of the board is Blas Moros. Now, Blas Moros was originally with Microsoft. In fact, he was one of the original individuals in the early days with Bill Gates at Microsoft. And he is credited, followed by Bill Gates and a number of people in the tech industry, as being the 5th most important person in Microsoft's history. He was president of Microsoft South America, and he was also instrumental in assisting Microsoft in the expansion into the Asian markets. Lester Rosenkrantz, also on the board of directors. Lester has been very instrumental in assisting a number of companies moving from the private sector into the public sector. David Sassnetz, also on the board of directors. David was the chief financial officer for a NASDAQ publicly traded company. He's been responsible for assisting DubLi in creating a very financially sound business model, not only for the investors, the stockholders, but also a sound business model for consumers, which makes the offering to the public so powerful. Michael Hansen is the founder. He's what I call the brainchild behind DubLi. He's the innovative force behind it, and he is president and the chief executive officer. Now, on the day-to-day side of the business, those that are running the business, DubLi has taken a number of years to go out and find the right people, to put them in the right jobs. Now, they've gone to companies like Microsoft, like Groupon, like Living Social. There's a number of the major security companies that are out there today. They've reached out to make sure that they could get the right people. And this is everybody from Eric Nelson, who's the chief financial officer, to Nick Sharp, who's our vice president of technology, Alex Petrolak, who's our chief marketing officer for what we call our partner program, to Krista Paul, our vice president of marketing, Rich Robeson is the head of our customer support group. Now, all of these individuals come from some significant backgrounds. Some of them are coming from some Fortune 500 companies. And so these are the best of the best that's out there to make sure that DubLi has the right team on the day-to-day operation side of the business to take DubLi to where this company wants to go. So, second component, who's guiding the company, who's running the company. Very, very powerful team. Third component, and this is where I'm going to give you the high points, is what is the offering to the public. Now, what I'm about to show you in DubLi.com, what we refer to as the retail side of our business, is absolutely free to the consumers. They basically sign up with their name and an email address, and they have access to everything I'm going to show you. Now, what DubLi has done is they have a number of verticals operating under the umbrella of DubLi.com. And when I say verticals, people will call it product categories, groups, whatever you want to call it. But basically what they are is, for example, the first one is the shopping mall. Now, DubLi Shopping Mall is one of the largest in the world, over 6,000 stores, over 50+ million products and services. Every major brand you can think of, Target, Nordstrom, Lord & Taylor, Walmart. If you're talking about Apple products, you're talking about HP products, you name it, they're there. Now, here's the approach that DubLi takes with the consumer, and this is what is so fundamental about the offering. We say to the consumer, we don't want you to change the stores, the brands that you trust. We don't want you to change the products that you want to buy and you trust. What we're saying is buy the same products, buy them from the same stores, do it online, go through us first, see if we can help you get it at a better price, a convenient way, buy an experience that you'll enjoy. If we can, you'll use us. If we can't, you won't. And oh, by the way, on the best deal, the best price, the best of the best delivered to your home, we will pay you cash back at the highest rate that's ever been seen on money you have to spend anyway for your family. What an amazing offering to the consumer when you think about it. And here's the other thing. It doesn't matter if they're registered with a store, if they're registered at Target, if they're registered at Nordstrom, if they're registered wherever. If they get benefits when they come to DubLi, they go to that store, they log in at the store, they get coupons, discounts, whatever additions they get it all. Doesn't matter whose credit card they use. If they're using a credit card from a provider that gives them frequent flyer miles, cash back, whatever it is, they get it all. And on top of that, DubLi gives them the best deal, best price, delivered to their home, and cash back on that best price. Amazing offering to the consumer. Now, the second offering happens to be in the travel. Now, it doesn't matter where a customer logs in, anywhere in the world, whatever the major search engines are available to them in their respective countries, they will have access to it through the DubLi travel portal. Now, for example, in North America, it doesn't matter if you're talking about Priceline, Expedia, Orbitz, Hotels.com, Travelocity, you name it, they're all there. The car rentals, they're there. The hotels, they're there. The cruises, they're there. Everything is there. It doesn't matter also if you're registered with one of the other providers, if you get upgrades, if you get discounts, if you get whatever benefits you get it all. Credit card, cash back, frequent flyer miles, you get it all. You have the ability to get the best price, best of the best of the easiest and simplest way to run comparisons to make sure that you are. And again, DubLi pays you cash back on the best price, best deal that you cannot get as a customer going back to exactly the same source. Now, this includes everything from financial services to the telecoms to the entertainment. They're all there, folks. It is an amazing offering to the public on what they're already doing. Now, as I mentioned, everything I'm showing you is absolutely free to the customers. But we also have what we call some benefits to the customer if they choose to do so. These are some memberships. We have what we call our premium membership. Now, the premium customer will pay $4.95 a month on a month-to-month basis. They will get all of the benefits, everything their free customer gets. But for $4.95 a month, they're going to get an addition, a whole lot more benefits, plus an additional 4% cash back on every single dollar they spend, regardless of the store, regardless of the service company that they go into, on top of whatever the free percentage is that vendor pays. And that free percentage will vary from vendor to vendor depending on what their offering is to the public. Now that cash back, or the 4% extra cash back, is paid annually like the Costco model. Now I use Costco as an example because my wife and I have our corporate Costco card. Now at the end of the year, it costs us about $135 a year. At the end of the year, we get 2% cash back, and generally there's enough cash there to get us our next Costco card. But it doesn't get us anything else from any other store we go into. Now here, call it $5 a month, $60 a year, 4% cash back paid annually, same model at the end of the year, regardless of whether you're going into Nordstrom, you go into Apple, you go into Walmart, Kmart, Target, you go into Expedia, wherever you go, paid back in cash into your credit card, into your cash, your bank account, wherever you want it. It will be the largest chunk of funds a customer sees all year, bar none. Now, we also have what we call our VIP customers. Now, they pay $99 one time a year. Now, they get all of the same benefits a free customer gets, and they get all of the benefits a premium customer gets, and they get additional benefits as a VIP customer. But instead of getting 4% cash back that the premium customer gets extra, what they get is 6% cash back. So they're getting 2% more. So they're getting 6% cash back plus the free. But that 6% is paid monthly along with the free percentage. So they don't have to wait a year to collect that percentage. It's an amazing, when you think about it, most families will take a vacation once a year. And generally that vacation with a family of four, 2 kids and a husband and wife, whatnot, they're going to spend probably a couple of $1,000. Just the 6% override by itself, if nothing else, is $120 plus whatever the free is. That already pays for more than the VIP membership. Everything else is gravy, if you will. Now, the VIP customers also get a lot of other benefits. They get some discounts. They get a golf card, for discounts on tee times and golf courses around the nation. They get a huge discount on Priority Pass. It happens to be something I use. In fact, my discount on Priority Pass is even more than the $99 a year I pay for my VIP membership. The sporting events, all kinds of benefits for the customers that brings them significant value as a DubLi customer. Now, this is the foundation. I'm going to come back to this at the end of the presentation, but this is the foundation. This is the base upon which DubLi will be building moving forward. The reason I spent a little bit of time here is this is so important because my belief system is that if you want a business with residual income, if you want the kind of business that you've got income coming year in, year out, whether you're working or not, if you want the kind of business that in your heart of hearts you can hand down to your children or grandchildren, then it's critical that you've got a business with retail customers willing to pay full retail price for your product or service with no vested interest or even knowledge there's an opportunity attached. Because if you don't, you run the real risk, the significant real risk that business will collapse at some point. And that's what makes this offering from DubLi so very, very powerful. Now, let's change gears for a moment. Now let's talk about the business side. There you've seen what a product is. You see the offering to the public. And so what DubLi has done on the business side is we've got a couple of different avenues we can choose depending on our backgrounds and what our interest level is. Now, when we engage with DubLi, we're generally going to engage with DubLi with some kind of a business plan, some kind of an idea on what we want to do. Now, one of the avenues that we have available to us is a partner program. Now, the partner program is a standalone, co-branded site. Now, I just took you through all of DubLi.com. Now, you're going to notice in these slides here that you're looking at, you see that DubLi's name isn't up here in the corner anymore. Like here's Business Traveler, here's More for Fun, here's MoleNet.tv. What happens is the partner, whether it's a profit company, nonprofit company, their logo, their brand goes onto the site versus DubLi's brand. And so they promote it to their database. Profit, nonprofit doesn't make any difference. And the reason that they do that is they're generating a 30% revenue stream for their company, for their cause, by bringing value to their database. So that's one avenue to go through. The second is, for those of us who are interested in actually building a business, it's like building a global group of virtual stores, if you will. We have the ability to do that. And all the tools that we need to run a global business, regardless of country, regardless of language, has been put into a single package for $99 one time. $99 puts us in the business with DubLi. And we are a business associate. Now, as such, we can go out and start to create a database of customers. We can invite customers and develop a customer base, a personal customer base, and have a very nice residual income being developed over time as we put that customer base into place. Or we can also choose to develop an organization. And we have some products and packages that are available for us to be able to move them very quickly. One of them is what we call our voucher packages. It's $495. Now I'm going to focus on this presentation on the national voucher packages only. Those of you that build internationally or interested in building internationally who invited you on the presentation will go through the differences for you as we move on a global basis. But let's just suffice it for the presentation to talk about the national packages. The same price. And you're going to spend $495. You're going to get 5 one-year vouchers, 5 one-year VIP vouchers. This is what we use to engage our VIP customers. Now, as I showed you on the previous slides, it's $99. So basically, we're talking about $500 worth of product here, $495. So by the time those vouchers are sold and the commissions are paid on it as well, you've actually recouped more than the initial cost of $495 to start your business. So that's one way. The second way is what we call our Partner Program Accelerator Package, that we refer to as our PPA package. Now, there's 2 types of people that will engage with this. Now, one of them is those that are truly interested and have the background and the expertise to market partner programs. So either in the profit world, nonprofit world, it's up to the individual. This gives them the tools and what they need to be able to do that very, very quickly coming right out of the box. Now, the partner program will include 25 national VIP vouchers. So again, that's $2,500 worth of product. It also includes the $99 membership business package. It's inclusive, so there's not an extra cost for that either. It also includes what is called a Partner Program Certification Training. Now, this is a requirement with DubLi to go through a certification training to make sure that the individual knows exactly how to handle a partner, what to say, how to take care of them, to do it in a very professional manner. That's $1,000. It's included in the price. And then all of the tools, the back office, everything to be able to run the business is included for that. So it's a great deal for $2,475. Now, the other individual that engages with this is generally the very successful business people that made good money. They have the personalities, the type of personalities that they say they want to move. They want to move really, really quick, and they want to leave as little money on the table as possible. And they'll use the PPA package to get a jump start. It gives them the vouchers that they need. They're going to come out really quick. It allows them to build their businesses through the ranks very, very quickly because they can get a jump start on it. And those are the 2 types of individuals that will engage with a partner program. So we're either going to select the $495 or the $2,475, whatever fits your business plan. Now, above and beyond that, doesn't matter which one of those packages you select. The only requirement we have is this. We are, in our business, in the customer acquisition business. In other words, we are engaging customers, both personal customers and international customers, or I should say national international customers on a global basis, depending on how we're building our business. That's what we do. And so to stay in good stead with the company, the only requirement we really have is that at least once a month, we will enroll a VIP customer, just a customer, one VIP customer a month. Now, for some reason, things are going on, we don't have time, we didn't get to it. We can also buy what is called a qualifying voucher. It's the same price, $99, and sell it at a later time. It's up to us how we want to do it. That's the only thing that we need to do. It keeps us in good stead with the company, and we have the ability to go build a business that's commensurate with the type of business plan that we're putting in place. Now, let's talk a little bit about the compensation. Now, again, I'm going to take you through the high points in terms of the compensation plan. For those of you that have been invited on the presentation, whoever invited you on, we actually will take you through a full training on the compensation plan when it's appropriate. Let me just show you where it's at. For those of you that are taking notes, you're going to notice there's just a couple of things to really note. We've got 3 general sources of income. One is our personal customers or referred customers. Number 2 is what we refer to as our residual income. It's the back end of what we call the back end of our business, and that has 2 components: the fast start bonuses and our organizational customer bonuses. So let's talk about the personal side first. What this is designed to demonstrate is this. This basically says the business associate may have a friend that lives across the street that becomes a customer. And that friend has a brother that's in the military stationed in Germany becomes a customer, who has a friend of his in the military stationed in Japan that becomes a customer, who has a friend of his that just got out of the military and moved to California and became a customer, who has a brother that lives in Texas that became a customer, and their sister lives in Vermont that became a customer. So in essence, what it says is this. The business associate has no idea who any of these people are. But DubLi will treat them all as if the business associate personally enrolled them. So that means the business associate will earn a 25% commission on every commissionable transaction generated by the people, referred people, on a global basis, regardless of where they live. It is an incredible, incredible business that grows virally that will generate a very handsome income just on a personal customer base. That's number one. Now, the second source is on building a business. And remember, I said there's two components to that. One is what we call our Fast Start bonus components, and it has several moving parts to it as well. If you're making notes, the only thing I want you to make note of is just write down really good money, very quick money. This is what it's designed to say. The Fast Start bonus is when you enroll a business associate, you immediately have the opportunity to earn a 10% commission on whatever package they're going to engage in to begin their business with. If it's $495, 10%, that's $49.50. Excuse me. If it's the PPA package for $24.75, 10% of that is $247.50. That's piece number one. Piece number two is we use what is called a binary component, which means two sales teams to feed into what we call our Fast Start compensation. And I'm not going to go through all the mechanics. We generate, what happens is this, is you're going to earn a 10% commission on the package being selected, and then the volume generated by that package also goes in the binary, and it will generate roughly another 10% of that volume as an additional bonus. So if you want to think about it, it's almost like 10% and 10%, so you're getting 20% coming out of the box there, which is very, very handsome on the front end of the business. Now, the other thing that DubLi does is this. As you build your business, you move through the ranks, and I'm going to show you that process here in a second. We also have the ability to offer people some additional bonuses. You're going to earn a frontline bonus, 10%, regardless of your position, your rank in our business, 10%, on the binary income of your personally enrolled. And then you also have the ability to earn up to 4 generations based on your rank of the binary income on your personally enrolled, and they're enrolled, and they're enrolled. In other words, it's just the same thing as I was showing you on the customer side, except it's also going to apply on the business associate side. So that's some very, very handsome income. If you're making notes on this end of it, just put down amazing income, A-M-A-Z-I-N, amazing income. So that's that piece. Now, the other piece is this, and this is on the back end. We have a very simple method for rank advancement. When you enter the business with $495, you're given the title of team member. That's what this TM stands for. Now, when you personally enroll 3 people, just as this example shows right here, you're going to get your first promotion of what we call team leader. That's what TLS stands for, team leader. Now, when we duplicate the process where you help those 3 individuals that are team members become team leaders just like you did, so in other words, those 3 are going to enroll 3, you get another promotion, team coordinator. And that's what the TC stands for. So it's a duplication process. We do it one more time, help the 3 team leaders that you personally enrolled, duplicate the process so that they become team coordinators as well. You get another promotion, sales director, and that is what SD stands for. Now, the top 2 positions in our business is where it changes a little bit. You need to have a minimum of 5 sales teams. Any place in each one of those sales teams needs to be a sales director. They don't need to be personally enrolled. And when that happens, you get a promotion to vice president. And then the very top position in our business is what we call senior vice president, same basic structure, but you need to have a vice president someplace in each one of those sales teams. And that's the very top position. Now this right here is representation of what I just talked about. These are their titles. This is the leaders. This shows you the percentage that's assigned to each one of those positions. It's 5% for each one of them. This column represents what I call the aggregate total. In other words, the team member's at 5. The team leader picks up an additional 5 for 10. PPA is basically starting at the same position as the team leader. That's why you get the jump start. So it's 10% plus 5 that's assigned to team coordinators, 15, plus 5 for sales directors, 20, plus 5 for sales vice presidents, 25, and 2.5 for the senior vice president is 27.5%. On the back end of our business, and this is powerful, folks, really powerful. This is what I call a differential. Meaning, let's say you're a vice president and you have one of your sales teams that has a team coordinator in it. So the vice president, or I'm sorry, your sales director and the team coordinator. So the sales director is entitled to 20%. The team coordinator is entitled to 15%. The difference is 5%. So the sales director is earning 5% on every single commissionable dollar through that entire sales team all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. Sales director may have another sales team where the position is a team leader. Team leader is entitled to 10. Sales director is entitled to 20. The difference is 10. So the sales director is earning 10% through that entire organization all the way to the bottom. Same differential applies. So if the vice president, team coordinator leg, it's 25 minus 15 is 10. So you get the idea for the differential. As you build your business and you hit the team coordinator rank, you will have equal rank people in your business. It's just the nature of the business as you build. And when that happens, you're going to earn what we call a generation override. Starting with the team coordinator, it's 2%. On the next team coordinator, his entire organization, all the way to the bottom. Very, very powerful. Sales directors pick up 2 generations, 2 and 1. Vice presidents pick up 3 generations, 2, 2 and 1. And senior vice presidents pick up 2 generations, 1.5, 1. Now here's the interesting thing, folks. Don't let the percentages fool you. You're talking about massive income, massive dollars. You're talking about the potential of literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of transactions, all commissionable. And it's dollars and cents we take to the bank, not percentages. So it's a very, very powerful income. Now, let me kind of recap it in this fashion. I like to use a couple of analogies because I think they're very appropriate. One of them is I usually talk about the banks and the credit card companies that issue credit cards. They make billions of dollars annually on credit card transaction fees. Now, do you think for a moment they really care where we use our credit cards? Of course not. They just want us using the credit cards that they issued us as they get the transaction fees. Well, what we know, what DubLi knows, and this comes from the reports of all the experts in e-commerce, is that what people have historically done, spending money on gasoline, their time, their energy, and by the way, the second most sought after commodity today next to money is time. Nobody has enough time today. Instead of doing that, getting in a car and driving around, they're going to go online, or already are doing it online, depending on the country they live in, but they're not going to go to 10, 20 websites to do it. They're going to do it in communities. Follow this now. Communities where they feel safe and secure, communities that are fun and exciting, communities that bring them something of value they cannot get going direct to exactly the same source. Folks, that's exactly what I just showed you DubLi is building. Down the road over the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months, it won't matter whether we're talking about children's education, how you source and pay for health insurance, life insurance. It may even come to a point, now this is me speaking here, I envision down the road here, we know these televisions being sold today are internet enabled because we know the providers know that many of the videos being shot in Hollywood today are going to be watched at home in the convenience of your home on television that's internet enabled for providers that are offering the service. And I mean, they're going to be willing to even watch commercials and products and services they're willing and want and have an interest in and get compensated for. I mean, it's going to be amazing what is happening in e-commerce, the transition that's taking place, the power that is behind it. You know, before I ever got into this industry, the direct sales network marketing industry, e-commerce industry, if you will, I came from the traditional world. I came from retail. And I saw the evolution that took place in retail, from the old-fashioned politically driven department stores to the junior department stores, the mass merchants, the discount houses, all the way where we're at today. I was there when Walmart came on the scene. Now, in the early days, Walmart just was in the rural areas. They weren't in the cities. And all of a sudden, over a period of time, Walmart became that 800-pound gorilla. Now, they did not invent a thing. All they did is they made it easier, simpler, and cheaper for people to shop. And they took number one. And just as there were books written in Sam Walton and on Walmart and how they changed the dynamics of the public forever, I believe in the next 12 to 24 months we will see books written on DubLi and how DubLi's business model changed the dynamics of the public, but on a global basis in a much more significant fashion. This is not only about an incredible business. This is about the opportunity to be part of history in the making. That's why for me, when I say at the beginning of a presentation that I do, for me, it is a privilege. It is a pleasure to be able to share what I call the DubLi story. I want to thank you all for allowing me the time to share it with you. Please get back to who invited you on the presentation. Our jobs are to give you information, but we need to do it in a very professional way, in a very systematic way, so you can make a good decision for yourselves and your family. Now, whatever decision it is, it's your decision. God bless. We just need to make sure we give you the facts so you can make that decision. Get back to invited you. Have any questions? Let us make sure that we give you all of the facts that you need so you can make that good decision. With that, I want to say thank you very much. It has been a pleasure. It has been a privilege. My name is Dean Manheimer. I look for seeing you on the next presentation. Good night, everyone.